Yes, boss. See the topic, man. Going no contact with people isn't really a bad thing. And this is whether it's like family or friends. Going no contact is never really a bad thing, and I'm going to help you to see that, right? So you know how sometimes you have people in life where, let's say even family or friends, they might cross boundaries or they don't appreciate you. One of the best things you can do is going no contact. Now, sure enough, it's easier said than done, but if you really think about it, right? To go no contact with somebody is damn near like saying you're cutting them off. You feel me? It's just like somebody who smokes cigarettes. I want to quit cigarettes, so I'm gonna just go cold turkey, just all of a sudden stop. To do that to somebody and just drop them like a bad habit, that can play with people mentally. You get what I'm saying? Especially if sometimes people chalked it up that you're not gonna cut me off or you're not gonna get rid of me, and you just do it all of a sudden. And then you add some time on top of that, like, yo, I cut you off today and it's been like a year now since you've heard from me, or 2 years, or 3 years, or 4 years. That's going to play with people, because you got to understand this, right? Sometimes people put it in their mind that you're never going to do away with them and you're never going to cut them off. And you got to understand that when you go no contact with a person, if somebody's going to do that, there has to be some form of a boundary that was crossed, or continuous disrespect. It might be even a move to save somebody's mental health, but going no contact, never ever feel bad for doing that. Because if you're gonna go no contact with a person, of course you're doing it to save yourself, but never put yourself in a situation where you stay with getting disrespected, or you stay in the disrespect, or whatever it is that somebody's giving you. You feel me? So example, right? Mental health. Some people go no contact to save their mental. Because example, let's say you're in a situation where friendship, family, relationship, it don't really matter. You're doing for a person, or you're not being heard in a situation that can play with you. Or especially, let's say you're in a relationship where shit is one-sided. If you keep having things done in a one-sided manner, you're going to get burnt out eventually, and you're not going to really want to mess around in those waters. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because it's not anything that's generating you anything. It isn't bringing you a benefit. Therefore, it's one-sided. So because you're in a one-sided situation and you feel like you've done all it is you can, it's never going to change, you choose to go no contact to either save yourself or save your mental. You're not wrong for that, and don't ever feel bad for it. Because I'm going to tell you like this, right? When you go no contact with a person, it may be something that may be a new thing for you, and you may not understand it, or how is this going to work out for you? Once you start to spend time with yourself and see that you're at peace, or you don't have to worry about people dumping on you, or trying to cross boundaries, or trying to finesse to get something up out of you, or putting their problems on you. You cutting them off, you actually force people to sit within themselves and deal with whatever problems it is that they have. Because once again, there's some people, they like to make people their lifeline, or they like to lean on others, or let me put my problems on you, or let me see if I could finesse you and make you feel like we're friends, or we're in a relationship, and extract from you while I give you nothing. You get what I'm saying? So there's different reasons as to why people go no contact. As well as that, personal growth. So let's say you're around people and they're not really choosing to appreciate who you are. Sometimes people can see you and where you can go in life. So that's why they choose to do things where it might be a detriment to you, like either take from you or put you into problems, or whatever the case may be, because there's a benefit in it for them. You get what I'm saying? If a person can hold you down to where you're at, they can do what? They can stop you from growing. And if I can stop you from growing, that means you're going to probably conform to whatever it is that I have set for you, or you're just going to stay right where you are. Because understand this, sometimes you being around somebody, you choosing to grow or wanting to elevate, it can make people uncomfortable. Because there are some people in life, they don't want to grow up. They don't want to elevate. So if you have the idea to want to elevate or grow, that's going to make them feel some way internally, which is going to lead to them wanting to either sabotage you, or put you in a place, or you get what I'm saying? Just understand this in life, bro. Never let anybody try and put you into a certain space that you're not meant to be in, or try and put you in like solitary confinement when you know that you're meant to be free. You get what I'm saying? It's just like taking a bird and putting him in a cage, or taking a lion and putting him in a cage when you know that they're meant to be what? Free. You feel me? When you do things like that, and when people do things like that, it's to stifle you and kill your drive. So if I can put the clamps on you or lock you down or put you in a confined space, how can you grow in a confined space? You're just going to stay there. You get what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of people lose out on their confidence, lose out on whatever belief or whatever drive that they've had instilled in themselves because of a certain situation that they may have found themselves in, and they became a prison to that situation. Never do that to yourself. You feel me? Another one, I stated before, boundaries. So going no contact, there are people who go no contact with others because they chose not to respect their boundaries. And you got to understand something. You having boundaries and people wanting to cross it every time, it's a reason why they're crossing it. Some people cross boundaries because they feel like you're not going to check them or you're not going to say anything. But you have to understand that if you're a person who crosses people's boundaries constantly, those people may not say anything to you. They're probably just going to do away with you in the most unexpected way, some stuff you never seen before. You feel me? You think this person's coming back next week? They're not. You get what I'm saying? Give you an example. I say this all the time. Before my mother passed away, my mother and I, we had like some serious issues. You get what I'm saying? And it's from me figuring out who she really was. So once I started to understand who my mom really was, you swindling me, you taking from me, you teaching me certain things to cause me to have a lot of mishaps and false starts in life, that hindered me in life. Once I gained wind of what my mom was doing, there was no explaining why I shouldn't have to be around you. Bro, I cut my mom off, bro. And my mom would constantly play games as to, why she did certain things. My mom would always do the deflecting thing. Until one day I was like, you know what, bro? I'm going to get up out of your house. I promise you, when I left my mom's house, I never came back after that. The only time my mom ever seen me was when she was in the hospital right before she passed away. And it hurt me a lot that I had to do things that way, because you got to understand something. And I shared that with you for a reason. Sometimes in life, people are going to cross boundaries because, as I stated before, they believe you're not going to do anything. You're a mute. It's just like, example, why do you think bullies bully certain people? Because, my nigga, you're not going to say nothing. You're going to let it fly. It's like, I got a personal punching bag. Whenever I got problems, guess what? I need to find my personal punching bag so I can take out my problems on my personal punching bag. When you choose not to be a punching bag for people, it's going to make them feel sick. It's like a person who's always on crack or on drugs, and you take that high away from them. What are they going to go through? Withdrawals. That's something that they're not used to. So when you put a person in a situation where, you cannot take advantage of me anymore, or you can't try me, or you can't walk over me anymore, that make people feel sick. It's like you taking away somebody's drug. You can't do that to me no more. You can't use that no more. People are going to try and find a way to get their fix. You get what I'm saying? You got to be the person who stands firm in what you believe in, bro. Sometimes you got to understand this. There are people in life who are looking to make you a lifeline or a punching bag or somebody that they can lean on. You got to be the person to understand that, bro. A person doing that to you, that's going to drain the hell out of you, and you're not going to really get anything back from it. You get what I'm saying? As well as that, right? Going forward, you going no contact with people, that gives you distance. That gives you clarity. Sometimes there are some people, when you stay around them or you linger around them, they're able to do a lot of things with you and put things on your name. You get what I'm saying? So example, let's say a person is a well-known thief, right? And some people know this person is a thief, but some people may not really understand how far they go with being a thief or their theft games. Those people can have you around them so they could put lies on your name. That's why I said going no contact isn't a bad thing. It's actually a very good thing. Because when you are no contact with people, you don't have no dealings. You're not lingering around them. Therefore, if a person put a lot of stories on your name, that shit is going to crumble eventually. Remember as I state, time heals and it reveals. So if you linger around people and your time isn't being used correctly or it's not being appreciated, that's what? Time wasted. That's something you can never get back. But you choosing to go no contact with a person and doing for yourself and staying away from them, that provides clarity. Because imagine people out here putting lies on your name, and then people not understanding, or people falling for the bait and thinking you're the person, oh, that person's a thief, or this person's a homewrecker, or this person did this. That's when people start to slowly understand over time, yo, that person isn't like what these people made them out to be. That's why distance and going no contact is good, because it provides clarity. You feel me? Another one, emotional safety. If people choose to cross boundaries with you or not respect you, and you have to go no contact, then it gives you a safety in your emotions. So example, let's say somebody did something to you, right? And then you call them out on it, and then they try to act like, no, I didn't just do what you seen me do. That's what? Gaslighting. When some people do things that are manipulative, or they try to wrap your emotions up around their finger, they're going to try and gaslight you. So whatever emotions that you feel or whatever you sense, they're going to deflect it like it's not real, i.e. making it seem like you're crazy in your mind. So when you go no contact from people, that gives your emotions, or however you feel, some form of a safety net, because you're not going to have anybody there to combat you or try and go against the way that you feel. Because whether some people believe this or not, or they've experienced it, there are some people in the world that will try to manipulate your emotions or whatever it is that you feel, i.e. gaslighting, and make it seem like whatever it is that they did is not what they did. You get what I'm saying? Oh, I stole from you. You didn't see me steal. Or you're sad. You're not really sad right now. You cannot tell a person how the fuck they feel or how they're supposed to feel. You cannot tell somebody how to deal with pain. You cannot tell somebody how to cry. You cannot tell people how to vent or deal with the shit that they deal with in their way. You get what I'm saying? So that's why going no contact helps you out with that. As well as that, right? Time and energy. When you go no contact, your time and energy gets restored, bro. So example, you being around people that never valued you, guess what? That energy that was drained, it comes back to you. The time that you was wasting, you have more time for yourself. It's not being put towards like negative use, or it's not being deflected, or people choosing to overlook how you feel, because you know how to validate yourself. You know what it is that you're looking for. You know how you feel. You get what I'm saying? So that's why going no contact helps you feel a lot better in that aspect. And lastly, focus, right? So if you're a person that's focused and you don't have anybody around you to distract you or make you feel less than, or trying to cross your boundaries, that gives you more time to focus on you and the things it is that you want to do. You get what I'm saying? Less distractions equals more opportunities. The more opportunities you have, the more that you can do with those opportunities. And out of that opportunity, you could create some damn good greatness. You feel me? So in life, you got to understand this, right? It's a tale of two halves in the decisions that you make, but going no contact is never a bad thing, dog. It can actually save you in a number of ways, and as well as that, it can provide you with a more stable mind, bro. Because there are some people who want to leave you unsettled in your mind. You feel me? With that being said, remember this. Words can help you, they can hurt you, but here on my channel, I just want to uplift you, because everybody's a champion, nobody's a loser, man. 444 the world. Just remember this. In life, you choosing to put yourself first, or your needs first, and whether that may be you going no contact, or you cutting off people, or you going AWOL, it's in your best interest. Do what it is you need to do for yourself so you're okay. You get what I'm saying? 144 the world, man. Peace.